And yet here you are, despite all the darkness you've encountered, spreading light wherever you go. That sounds lovely, but it's really hard for people who have experienced a lot of darkness to acknowledge that. Because if you've been through a very difficult traumatic experience, but particularly any kind of abuse or anything like that, part of it is the feeling that in some way you caused it to happen. And in some way you're the one who has the problem. And that makes it very hard to see what you're actually doing, meaning, you know, the person who is spreading light wherever they go, they generally don't know that they're doing that. They're just, in some ways, they're making very sure that they don't spread, you know, darkness, or they don't extinguish the light as where they go, because they know what that's like. So they're very clear on what they don't want to be spreading. But it's very hard for them, for you and I, to acknowledge that that is what we're doing, that we are spreading light wherever we go, and the effect that has. You know, like I've worked with people with their health for 30 years, maybe more at this stage. And I've been privileged to facilitate what would be considered miraculous changes in people's health. The health ones are more dramatic than the personal, but you know, dramatic changes in people's lives. I've worked with, you know, kids who were headed down one particular road, they're going to be institutionalized or something like that, and they've changed completely, and they've become, you know, very different children, and their life's gone in a different direction. I've worked with people who've had life-threatening, you know, terminal diagnosis, and they've changed to not terminal diagnosis. I find it very hard to let that in. I find it very hard to kind of feel that. And that'll be because of the darkness I've encountered. And I don't think I'm unusual in that. I think it's just, it sort of comes with the territory. That we just, I mean, I make myself, I force myself to kind of acknowledge it and kind of go, yes, okay. Because the kind of work I do, like the way I work with people's bodies and systems is, I'm not doing anything to their system other than helping their system to do what it's already trying to do, to overcome whatever blockages or hurdles are there. So it's not like I'm going, you know, oh, I'm the one doing this. But I also have to acknowledge that, well, this is where they were before they came to see me. This is where they are when they finished. I had something to do with it. I helped in some way or another. But there's a part of me kind of wants to go, oh no, it was all their system. I just kind of, oh, you know, I was just there. I did a little bit, whatever, you know. And that comes from this, you know, when you've been exposed to and subject to intense kind of darkness, you naturally will go towards spreading light. I think everybody does that. But the hard thing is to acknowledge it. It's very hard to acknowledge it, and we have to, because you know, it's part of, you know, your own healing to face the light that we are. Oh, that sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? You kind of go, but why would that be hard? But it is, you know. I can't remember who said it, but somebody once said something along the lines of, you know, we think we're afraid of our failures or our smallness, but really what we're really afraid of is our bigness. And I've found that to be true. I found that to be true with myself and with other people, that the really challenging thing is to let yourself be as big as you are, and to acknowledge it. You know, I mean, the fear, one of the fears is, well, I'll just become big-headed. I'm just being arrogant, you know. If you've been exposed to a lot of darkness, I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't. There's a natural kind of inbuilt humility into it. And this idea of, oh, I don't want to become arrogant is a way of not feeling it, way of not acknowledging it, you know. So yeah, I'd encourage you to, as you walk around, spreading the light wherever you go, to step to the side and just go, yeah, this is a lovely thing. What I'm doing here is a lovely thing. This smile I gave this person, this act of kindness I did, yes, I'm shedding and spreading light as I go. You'll find out, you'll see how challenging it is to acknowledge it when you begin to see it or look for it. And I don't mean you tell anybody. It could be just between you and yourself, which is fine. But yeah, it's there to be seen. And I kind of think we have to. We kind of have to face it so that we can, it is in a way a kind of defiance against that darkness. So you kind of have to do it.